friends. So it's Em, and today I'm going to be taking you through my entire Dreambox. I'm definitely a little bit out of practice. I'm not used to having my face in this again. But we'll be going through everything that's in my Dreambox, talking about the pros and cons of the system itself, and yeah, here we go. So first we're going to start with, this is what it looks like completely opened. It's like a solid 6 to 9 feet long when it's open. So in terms of like wall space, I like to keep mine open just because it's a very sort of thin area in the middle there. Let's get into it. So with the leftmost panel, this is definitely more of like kind of miscellaneous stuff that I didn't know where to put. So we have a lot of like planner cases, tech cases, some mugs that don't fit in the mug tree but I don't want to get rid of. We also have like more pencil cases, my AirPods case, a big thing of ephemera that I use to make my Kindle cases, and then scissors, a measuring tape, some really cute, sentimental lanyards from conferences that I've been to, and a random Mod Podge. That's the left gate. Like, gate's not the right word. That's sort of like the left cabinet. Starting at the bottom of the next cabinet, we have, where's my finger? There we go. So this is where I'm keeping like my watercolor paper, my blackout paper, most of the paper that's like too tall to fit in other places. I also have an Archer and Olive case there. That's a creativity case. And then I have extra notebooks and notepads. And here, this is storage that I had previously purchased from Target. It's a like bright room sort of thing. And that's where I'm keeping most of my paper pads. I also have some miscellaneous like paint markers and gel pens where they're not gonna live like in this spot forever, but this is where they live now. And I also have room here to put in shelves and sort of customize it in that sense. For like this side, I had done some of that, like in terms of putting in the shelves, but I wasn't entirely, like I'm not entirely certain that that's going to be their forever home. So I do like the flexibility in that, right? Then we go into, I was trying to sort of keep some crafts together. So here I have a bunch of cards. I went through a phase where I told myself that I was going to be a person who sends cards, and now I have so many cards that I'm just like not allowed to buy them anymore. We're working on that, so maybe I'll send cards. I also have all of my stamps in one location. So we've got like the little alphabet stamps. This is from the library subscription box. It has little dates, tons of letters and things like that. Previously I'd tried to separate them, but it's just like, I just want all my stamps in one place, because then if I'm looking for a stamp, it's going to be in the stamps. And right above that, right, this makes sense to me, is that this is a drawer. So I put in like my own little subdividing plastic things. I got those from Amazon. And I'm keeping like stencils in the back, acrylic stamp pads there. I don't remember what these are called, but little like dauber ink blender brushes. And then all of my ink in one place. Some of it I'm scared to open, honestly, because I've been worried about it like leaking everywhere. But yeah, so that's that. So I've got my stamp stuff in those two drawers. And then up top here, this one I don't have a drawer over. Like, I mean, I have one up there, but this I have like a bunch of Happy Planner discs. This is more like office supplies. So I've got paper clips and cutting things, staplers, binder clips, and a little bit of like glue Mod Podge stuff. So, that's where if I find a paper clip, I can just drop it right on in. Now, really like the star of the show, which is like a little sad because it's not really that big of a star, is this little row right here. So each of these pulls out, and so here I've got, oh my god, it's so low, it's fine. So here I have all of my Tombow twin tones, and they just come in and out. Here I've got Sharpie S notes, So I have the S Note Duo, which I'm definitely, I think I'm more of a fan of that one. Have some Zig clear colored dot markers. And then this sort of third area, that's definitely more like, let's get some shit done sort of area. So I've got all of my sticky notes in one of these. I have sticky notes, then I have things that adhere, and you'll see it comes with these like dividers that you can put in. This is one of the like create room things. So I've got my Tombow adhesive and just a glue stick. And then next is my things that erase. So I've got erasers, I have some like whiteout, and then I have like this cream colored whiteout. And that's the left cabinet. So center stage is really like all the things that I use on a regular basis. I have 2 empty bins, which I love. I really enjoy that I have still like some empty bins. Here I used so much of my own plastic acrylic containers, so I only ordered a half when I bought this. But you can see we've got my calligraphs, and then right below that is like my tech stuff, which I used to have this in a drawer in my desk, and it's organized. I have like all of my charging cords for my phone, charging cords for other things for my camera, which I'm filming this on my iPad. I probably should be doing it on my camera, but it's not charged. And then little like cable minders. It all fits in so nice. Then we've got my acrylographs, which I don't use as much, but I really liked that I could like put in the storage in this way. And above that, I have some bigger paper pads that don't fit in my thing on the far right. And then we have the faves. All right, we've got mild liners. You know I love mild liners. We've got Crayola Super Tips. And more than that, actually, these is a giant thing. So I have the zebra click arts, and then I also have my sketch markers back there. So whenever I'm looking for like something to color with, this is where we're going. And then the Tombow, my Tombows. I have the pull organizer, and I wanted to make sure that I left room to actually pull. I am missing one. I guess I lost it in the move. I don't know what happened. So I need to buy a new 131. And then of course we've got some little punches. This is from my library, and then this is a corner rounder. And that is what's up top. Also, there is a light in here. It's not turned on right now because I'm not doing that right now. But I did use it to light my previous video, and I was pretty happy with it. Now, in here, this pulls down. And what I had done, because I wanted to make sure that I had room for my computer in there, is I think it was a lower divider upgrade. I think that's what they call it. So when I'm filming a video or when I'm editing a video, all of this just gets pulled out a little bit, except for the computer, and then I just have a big old space to do stuff with. It's great. Now, down below the desk up there, I have sort of like 2 little areas. On the left, so this is like memory keeping, photos sort of thing. I can fit a full-on Canon selfie in there, which is great, like fully extended. It'll actually print. I have my Instax, and then down here right below it, that's where I keep all of my memory keeping stuff. So like we have a photo album from our wedding. I have a bunch of like sentimental things that I keep in shoe boxes, and like you can see the little scarf from Go Wild. Then right next to it, this is all of my planners, like my notebooks. So down below, that's the Archer and Olive. I think almost exclusively. I think it's pretty exclusive. Those are Archer and Olive notebooks down there. And then I have all of my notebooks or planners that are like currently being used, except for my Laurel Denise, because that's on my actual desk on the other side. And then my work planner, which I don't show on here. And so here, I really love, this is like a makeup palette organizer, I think. I could improve my, this here is not like my favorite, but whatever, it's fine. And I also have, so I have a Moxy Life folio, some sticker storage, a sketchbook, I think, and then a few sticker books from Mojo Jojo Plans. And all of those are meant to be like within easy reach if I want to use them, or if I want to be like when I'm filming, pull one out. I love it so much. This unit here is really boring. Like the bottom 3 drawers are all personal things, but the top drawer is what I'm using for like my to deal with things. So like if I get something in the mail or I'm not supposed to like be showing it yet, that's where it goes. Nothing in there is confidential right now. I do have the June Archer and Olive sub box, but I moved it so that nobody saw it. Here I also have more sketchbooks and then rulers and measuring type things right above that. I also have here, this is for painting. I'm not a huge like watercolor painter person, but sometimes I just get the itch and I want to do it, so now I have room. I also usually keep all of my filming stuff here, so we have tripods and mounts, and then a tripod that I need to put away. Here is like my disc bound systems. Every so often I get the itch to be disc bound again, and I kept like buying stuff and then donating it, and then buying stuff and then donating it. Now I'm just gonna keep it. It's just kept. It's there now. I have my paper cutter and a bunch of paper pads because I love a sticky note. These are not sticky, but like sometimes I want it to have to say like, oh, this is the list. Other times I want it to be, you know, have different functions. So that's that. Then this is like one of my favorite things. It's just a distress oxide holder I bought from Amazon. One thing I might do just to make sure that, like, 'cause sometimes when you close these doors, like, they can fall, I might add one of, like, these dividers to it just to make sure that it doesn't fall. I think that that'll work well enough. I just need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with pulling things out. One thing that does happen a lot, because I keep this Love You to the Moon and Back sign here, is that falls. Basically, anytime I open it, it will fall. And I also have my little Moxy washi. And then up here is clear sticky notes, just because I wanted to keep those separate from my regular sticky notes. Then we have this is like tissue paper-y stuff. This is essentially all of the Archer and Olive kit clubs. And then I also have like some ripped like dictionary paper in there, stuff that I'm gonna probably use for my book journal. And this is ephemera, almost exclusively from Damask Love, because I loved her Joanne's line. And then down here, this is a paper organizer. This is from scrapbook.com. I have it sorted in like a very weird way, at least in my opinion. So the top is all stickers. Then we have patterns that are like small scale, things that are like outside or like, I don't really know, dictionary, book pages, flowers, big patterns, then more Damask Love stuff, and then solids. Alright, so then we go into the last little column of pen pulls. So, wow. Up top we have the Zebra Sarasa line, and then the Zebra Doodlers line. It's these, I believe, yeah. So these are all Art Pop fine liners. I tried to keep them separate from some of the others fine liners that I have, just to kind of like make sure that they're separate. I also have, these are sketch marker, artist fine pen. I'm not a huge fine liner person, but I'm also not the type of person to throw out pens. So here, these are metallics. So these are the metallic Zebra Sarasa clips, and then these are Papermate Flare metallic ones. Oh my goodness. Then I love these so much. The Pentel, I think these are Pentel Fude Touch or Pentel Touch brush pens. I buy them in basically whatever color I can find them in. Next, this is like the most functional container for me, and it's the one that I reach for the most. So this contains my Moxy sticky notes, my Moxy dot markers, and my little just Moxy regular markers, all in the same place because I'm using this for goal setting every week. Finally, got pencils. So here I've got a bunch, just a myriad of pencils, because I don't think that these really needed to be sorted. I also have all of their lead. And then these are the Zebra Sensations colored pencils, which I don't know, I liked the idea of having a mechanical, like, colored pencil. Okay, so that was my Dreambox tour. I really do love it. I kept telling my realtor that this was like a boat. It's like I was buying a boat. Because she was like, okay, don't make any big purchases. Don't go and buy a car or anything. I was like, this is my boat. This is my dream. I've been wanting this for so long. And I really do love it. You know, I will say that it is expensive, and I don't think that, you know, for a normal, regular person, you do not need to buy this. It's really for storage. To make the best use of this system, it helps for you to have a lot of things that you're storing. So it doesn't necessarily it doesn't need to all be pens. If you have a lot of different hobbies, but you want one place to put all of them, that is absolutely, like, this is something for you. Now, what I will say though is that there's a smaller version, which is like the Dreambox cart. It's way cheaper. It's like a quarter, an eighth of the price. You still get certain features, so you'll still have like a tabletop with it, as well as a little bit of storage, and it's still on wheels. It's still gonna move, which I would say, you know, if you're not sure about it, you know, you want something from Create Room, that's where I would go. That's what I would do. They also have a really cool like sewing station where like the sewing machine will drop down. I'm not a sewer or a sewist. I don't even know what it's called. But I did think that it was really, really cool. For me, right, I had been using cube organizers for years, so I had already bought a ton of acrylic storage. The Dreambox itself, when you buy it, it comes with the like half set of totes for no additional charge. And that's what I went with. Because I knew that I already had certain systems that worked for me already. For example, the acrylograph storage there, and the Tombow. It looks like I'm pointing at the same place. There we go. And the Tombos, that works for me. That was great. But like for other elements, I had been using like a Lazy Susan for some of my markers, and switching those into the ones with the Create Room system. That was fine. I still have, out of the totes that they sent, I still have like one small one, 4 medium ones, and 6 of the drawer pulls, because I haven't it's not entirely set up yet. And I was gonna wait until it was like completely full and like really aesthetic. And then I realized that it's never gonna be that way. So I figured I would just like do this now. I do have an affiliate link with Create Room, but I did purchase this entirely myself. My feelings are my own. There are definitely pros and cons to the system itself. One being, at least in my room, that I have to have it open like that. Maybe not with the desk out, but I have to have it open at all times. Otherwise, I feel like I can't walk in my office. For some people with space constraints, like, it might not be the best for you, versus just like, I don't know, outfitting just a regular cabinet. But the bonus here is that if you're wanting to use this as your desk, or like just sort of like a creative space, I think that would work for you. I have 2 sides to my room, right? I have the sort of Dreambox side and then the work side. If I didn't need that, I think I would be able to get away with just having this in my room. And, you know, if toddlers are coming over or something, I don't even know any toddlers, but if they were, it all closes up, and it has like, you know, it is movable from room to room. We do have it anchored to the wall because we don't want it to fall over and be like, it's not moving for us, but you know, you could have it in multiple locations. I don't know why you would, but I think you can. And I don't know, I just really love it. It's really pretty. I would love, you know, if you have any suggestions on how I can organize this, or like, any idea. Like, I'm not saying that I'm saying that I'm willing to pick up more hobbies, but I definitely am. I think that, you know, there might be better ways to organize certain elements of it so that, you know, it fills the space but also makes it easier to reach things, because I know that where I have like my cloth and paper disc bound systems stored, it's not the greatest because I can't really see most of it. And then yeah, I don't really know if I said much about pros and cons and sort of stuff, but like, if you have any questions, just sound off in the comments and I will totally answer them for you. I'm just a big fan of this system. I'm just laughing because we called someone in to come and help with like a custom cabinet, and we had just finished setting up the Dreambox, and she was like, yeah, so we can get rid of that and we can put in like a built-in on the whole wall. And I was like, I just bought that and I'm in love with it. Why would you want to replace it? But yeah, let me know what you think. Tell me how you would use how you would use a Dreambox, or if you want one. Ask any questions, and yeah, as always, happy planning.